Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Reading with the Jays. I am your host, Judy Villeneuve-Dyce, and have the pleasure of introducing my reader for today. His name is Marlon Coombs. Marlon, say hello to our audience.
Hi.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Marlon Coombs. I attend the Calabar High in St. Andrew, and my favorite subject is language arts. My favorite sports is football, soccer.
Wonderful. How old are you, Marlon?
I'm 12 years old. I'm 12 years old.
Excellent, excellent. So, are you somebody that likes to read a lot?
Yeah, but recently I haven't been reading as much as before.
Oh, but have you been doing other activities like football, or what other things have you been doing with your time?
Yeah, I've been playing football, basketball, and pretty much enjoying holiday.
Very good. So you're spending holiday where? Tell us where you are right now.
In Florida, at Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie, very nice. Okay. So you're going to be going to high school. You're a rising seventh grader. So how do you feel about now going to high school? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited, a little bit scared.
Yes.
Considering
what would make you scared? What are you scared of?
It's an all-boys school, so there's boys that will be very rough.
Okay. All right. Well, there are also going to be boys that are going to be very nice. So you're going to make friends with the nice ones, of course. All right. Well, wonderful. We have a wonderful book that you are going to be reading for our audience today. And what we're going to do is, after we've read the book, we're going to discuss it a little bit. But first, I just want to talk about, why is reading important? You say you love language arts. And that I love language arts too. I love to write, actually. So tell me why you love language arts.
It's pretty much English, word puzzles and poems that I love the most.
About language
arts. Repeat.
Do you write poems or short stories also?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, one of these days when you're on the show, because I don't want to put you on the spot today, we would love to hear one of your poems or short stories, okay? Would you mind sharing that with the audience?
Yes, I'd like that.
Excellent, okay. So let's get started with the book. I'm really excited to hear about the book. So, yes, let's see. It is Jamaica's Blue Marker. It's written by Juanita Havel, and it's illustrated by Anne Sibley O'Brien. Take it away, Marlon.
Jamaica closed her eyes and thought about her picture. Mistress Worth always said to think first, then draw. Jamaica opened her eyes and drew a tree on her big sheet of paper. Then she drew leaves falling off the tree and colored them yellow. Jamaica, Mistress Worth said, could you please share markers with Russell? He doesn't have any. He never has anything he needs, Jamaica thought. But she said okay, even though she didn't want to share her markers with him. Russell brought his paper to Jamaica's table. He sat down beside her and grabbed her blue marker. Jamaica picked up her brown and orange markers and finished her picture. She didn't pay any attention to Russell. After a while, she peeked at his paper. Russell was making squiggly circles all over his page. We're supposed to draw a fall picture, Russell, Jamaica said. Who said Mistress Worth? Don't you ever listen? I don't have to. Russell reached out with the blue marker and made a streak across Jamaica's picture. Russell, stop! Jamaica shouted, but Russell scribbled all over Jamaica's yellow leaf tree. Mistress Worth, Jamaica cried, Russell wrecked my picture. Mistress Worth hurried over to their table. Russell, did you do this? She held up Jamaica's picture. Mistress Worth couldn't get Russell to say, I'm sorry. He had to go sit alone and work on spelling until art was over. Look what Russell did, Jamaica showed her father and brother when she got home. I tried, but I couldn't make another one as good as this. When she looked at the ugly blue squiggles, she had to swallow hard not to cry. Russell is a mean brat. Did you tell Mistress Worth what happened? Her father asked. Jamaica nodded. Russell can't use my markers again. I shared with him because he didn't have any. He never has what he's supposed to have. But that's no reason to be mean. No, her father said. Russell shouldn't have messed with their picture. The next time they had art, Jamaica was glad Russell didn't sit at her table. Then he couldn't bother her, and she didn't have to share her markers with him either. But at recess, Russell threw sand at her and chased 2 second-grade girls. So he had to go to the office. Before he came back, Mistress Worth said, I would like to tell you something. Can you keep a secret? Yes, Jamaica shouted with her classmates. We are going to have a going away party for Russell on Friday. We are going to have a going away party for Russell on Friday. His father has a new job in another town. They will be moving over the weekend. I thought that you might like to make cards to say goodbye. Then Russell will have something to remember us by. Mistress Worth passed out paper, then showed everyone how to fold the paper into a card. Jamaica didn't want to make a card for Russell. She was glad he was moving. Then he wouldn't bother her anymore. She put the paper in her desk. At supper, Jamaica said, I like living here. I like my house and my room and the tree in front of our yard. I like my school too. I'm glad you do, her mother said. I wouldn't like to move. Who said anything about moving? O.C. asked. Russell is moving, Jamaica said. Lucky you. He won't mess up your pictures anymore, O.C. said. I wonder how Russell feels about moving, Dad asked. He might be upset. Has he talked about it? Russell doesn't say anything. He just gets in trouble, Jamaica said. Russell didn't come to class on Friday morning. He was with his mother in the office. Jamaica looked at his empty desk. Next week, Russell would. I'm sorry. Can I take a sip of water?
Absolutely. It's a lot of reading you're doing, and you're doing a very good job. So thank you.
Thank you. Russell didn't come back to class on Friday morning. He was with his mother in the office. Jamaica looked at his empty desk. Next week, Russell would be gone. He wouldn't be at his desk ever again. She decided to make a card for Russell. She got out the blank card and her markers too. But just then, Mistress Worth asked, who are my helpers this week? Jamaica raised her hand. Jamaica, could you collect the cards and put them in Russell's desk? Brian and Thomas, I'd like you to clear the activity table for the plates and cups. Jamaica went from desk to desk, picking up the cards. She put the whole stack in Russell's desk. As she closed his desk, Russell came in with his mother. The party started. They played games for a while and ate cake. Russell opened his desk and took out the cards. Russell opened his desk and took out all the cards. Look, Mom, everybody made a card for me. Not everybody, Jamaica thought. She took the blue marker out of her bag. Then she ran up to Russell. This is for you, Russell. She handed him the marker. You can use it at your new school. But you might need it, he said. You like to draw. You draw the best pictures in the class. What if you have to draw What if you have to color the sky? Someone will share with me. Someone will share with me. Thanks, he said. You're lucky. You're lucky you get to stay here. Now Jamaica knew how Russell felt about moving. I wish you didn't have to move, she said. When Jamaica waved goodbye to Russell, she noticed that his mother was carrying the goodbye cards. Russell held up the blue when Jamaica waved goodbye to Russell, she noticed that his mother was carrying the goodbye cards. Russell held up the blue marker and waved it at her as if he'd won a prize. Goodbye, Russell. I'll miss you, Jamaica said, and she meant it.
Oh, wow. That is really wonderful. Thank you so much, Marlon. Oh, you read very well. And you never have to say sorry, okay? You just keep going because you sound great and you have a lot of energy in your reading. It's very exciting to listen to you read. So thank you. So, all right, let's talk about these characters. Tell me, what do you think about Jamaica? How did she handle the situation? Do you think she handled it well?
At the starting of the situation, even though Russell was very mean, Jamaica was not showing much kindness as she should have, but at the end, I think she dealt with it well.
What do you think she could have done better? What would you have done in that situation, I guess is my question.
Well, I would be upset that he destroyed my picture, but then again, I'd still have to be kind because it's a classmate. So, and I'm sure Russell had feelings too.
Yes. Have you ever run into a situation like that? Has anything similar happened to you?
Well, not that I remember.
Okay. So what do you think was going on with Russell? Why do you think he did that? Because he obviously likes her drawings. That's what he told her in the end of the story. He thought she was, not only did he like her drawings, he said she was the best artist in the entire class.
Well, I would think that Russell was jealous, but then again, he did like the drawings. So I don't really know. It's like
know why he did that. Yes. Well, one thing that we can learn from the book, if we observe, right? If we look at what the illustrators are showing us along with what we're reading, it looks as though he didn't know how to draw a fall picture. And by Jamaica saying to him, hey, you're not drawing a fall picture, it may have hurt his feelings. It may have hurt his feelings because he didn't even know how to do one. And here he is sitting next to the best artist in the class. You know what I mean? That's a lot of pressure, right? He's next to the best artist in the class who's telling him he's not doing it right. So he acts out. What do you think? Does that seem like something that might have happened or might have gone through his head?
Yeah. I also think that he was like feeling bad about moving, so he like acted out on other students.
Absolutely. He definitely didn't like the idea of moving. And how did Jamaica feel about the idea of moving?
Repeat.
So Jamaica also had an opinion about moving. She also thought to herself about it and discussed it with her family. What did she say again?
She liked her home. She liked her room. She liked the tree in the front yard, and she liked her school too. So she didn't really, it would be very hard if she had to move.
Exactly. So by her realizing how hard it was going to be for her if she ever had to move, it changed her feelings towards Russell.
Yeah.
Because now, go ahead, you tell me.
Because now she's nicer to him. And before she was saying he didn't ever have what he needed or wanted.
Exactly, exactly. And so this is a high school word, empathy. It's EMPATHY, empathy. So what she did by being able to imagine what it must be like to move, she put herself in his situation and realized he must be sad too, because she would have been sad if she had to move. So that's having empathy for someone. When you can imagine what it feels like, that an experience that they're having or an emotion, you can also imagine that you can feel that way too. So have you ever had empathy for somebody, something was happening to them and you can imagine how that felt?
Well, pretty much only one time. There's a guy in my primary school. He was he was softer than me, pretty much.
Yes.
He get bullied more than me because I'm a little bit soft, but I'm rough though.
Okay.
You gotta be rough to play soccer.
Yes.
So well, they did hit him in the back of his head. So I was like, that must have hurt. And I helped him out pretty much.
Yes.
Like he cried more than I would do.
Yes. But you knew, you could identify and you can empathize with the pain that he was going through, because you can imagine getting hit in the head, right? And it can't feel good. As you play soccer, you know how hard that ball and how fast it comes. Yes. So that's
especially when you're trying to goal keep. I've felt that too much times.
Oh gosh. Okay. Is that the position you play? Goalkeeper?
Pretty much goalkeeper, yeah.
Okay. You're gonna continue to do that in high school too?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing soccer at Calabar, but right now I'm not very sure if they got a soccer team.
Oh, I see. It might be something you can look up online. They must have it on their website.
Yeah.
So out of all the things that he was receiving at the party and the cards and the markers, which one did Russell love the most?
The crayon, the marker.
Yes, the same marker that he used to destroy her picture. So why do you think she gave him that marker?
Probably to give him something to remember her by. Maybe because he needed it more than she did.
Yes.
Or she was just feeling empathy, as you said.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. She was definitely empathizing with him by the end. And what did she say? She actually said she was going to miss him.
Yeah. And it said she meant it. So
she meant it. Exactly. And so she's completely changed in just 24 hours about how she feels about Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very interesting. So did you like this story?
Yeah. It's a very interesting story. I found some life lesson in that.
Tell me, what life lesson did you come away with?
Probably to always be nice, share. You don't know what position the other person is in, and pretty much to not be mean.
Yes. So I actually had a situation like that when I was little, like you guys, where I invited a little girl over to color. And I don't know if you most likely have seen it, where you already have the picture, but you just have to color it in. And
Yeah,
so,
crazy. The color.
yes, yes, a coloring book. So I was so busy trying to stay inside the lines, and I was using all these different colors, and the lines were all black. So what I realized when I looked over at my friend, I remember her name was Erica actually, she had colored her entire page black from top to bottom. You couldn't even see the picture anymore. So I ended up finding out later that she wasn't happy. She was sad, you know, her mom had passed away, and that's why she did that. But just like Jamaica, I said to her when she did it, I said, why on earth would anybody color the entire page black? I said, that is so strange, you know? I didn't understand. But when her dad came to pick her up, that's when I found out. So for me, what I've come to learn is that we shouldn't judge.
Yeah.
There might actually be something going on with them, you know, and we might need to ask them more questions to find out, but we don't want to hurt their feelings when they're doing something a little out of the norm. We want to say, you know, that we just want to be empathetic. We want to empathize and understand that something might be going on. So anyway, I had such a great time with you, Marlon. This was wonderful. I love talking to you about stories. I hope you'll be able to join us again. Would you like to come on again with us?
Yeah, I like this.
Okay.
This morning I was actually crying because I thought I was gonna be like face to face. Like
Oh,
I didn't know how it was gonna go, but I'd come
okay. Did
back
you go
on.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us with Reading with the Jays. And I look forward to having you again. Again, you read for us Jamaica's Blue Marker by Juanita Pavel, illustrated by Anne Sibley O'Brien. We want to encourage kids that are watching today to pull the book up online and read it for yourself and enjoy it the way that we have today. So thank you again. And please, Marlon, join me in saying goodbye to everyone. Bye.
Bye. It's a nice book.
Thanks. I loved it too.